In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 ways that becoming a nurse unleashed my hidden potential and how it helps me become a better person. I believe that this can also apply to others who are looking to pursue the profession of nursing or who are already working in the field. The first way that nursing unlocked my potential and helped me become a better person is it allowed me to actually learn how to practice empathy. Growing up, this is something that I struggled quite a bit with. The reason for this, as silly as it might sound to some, is that I've always seen myself as the main character in a story or the protagonist in some epic plotline. And while this has been useful in some areas, I would say by and large, it has been something that's impeded my ability to live life the way that I would desire and to connect with others. And this became extremely apparent once I entered into nursing school. Anybody who has gone through nursing school knows that one of the very first skills you're taught is empathy and therapeutic relationship building. And there's a very good reason for this. Empathy, I believe, is the foundation of everything that we do as nurses and healthcare providers. When I was at the beginning of my journey through nursing school, I was still pretty immature and had a lot of growth that I still had to go through. And so when I learned that the very first skill we were going to learn was empathy, I thought it was lame, and I thought it wasn't going to be something that was going to be of great use to me because I thought I understood what it meant to be empathetic. My, was I ever mistaken. And because of how overconfident I was, I didn't actually even bother doing the assigned readings for that week. And so, off to my first clinical placement I went, and the very first day of my very first placement, I was working with a gentleman who had been admitted for anticoagulation therapy. So I tried to use the skills that I had at that time to engage him in conversation, to ask him questions, to encourage him to open up, but he was much more focused on watching TV than having any conversation with me. And after trying unsuccessfully for about an hour and a half, I kind of gave up silently and decided I would just watch TV with him. About half an hour later, my instructor came in to check on us, and what happened next completely blew my mind. In less than 5 minutes, my instructor was able to get this gentleman to open up, to share a lot about his life, about the history of his illness, and the way that it had impacted him. And I could not believe what I was witnessing. And so I knew that there was something that I was missing that she was in possession of, and I wanted to know what it was. At the end of the day, when we all got together for post-conference, I shared what had happened earlier with my instructor and the group, and asked my instructor what it was that she felt that she had done differently than I did that led to a significantly different result. The answer she gave me, she prioritized showing empathy for his situation and what he had gone through, which encouraged him to open up and therefore expedited her ability to build a therapeutic relationship with this individual. For myself, I've always strived to learn from experience. And so after this overconfident display on my first day of clinicals, I realized that I needed to actually go into the literature to understand exactly what it meant to show empathy and how I could develop that as a skill. Because this situation happened so early on in my journey through nursing school, I was able to actually spend time over the course of the next few years honing this skill and trying to incorporate it as one of the key tools in my tool belt. And I can confidently say that it's made all the difference. But if it wasn't for this situation, my journey through nursing school and my realization that this was a critical core skill that I needed to learn, I believe this is something I would still be struggling with to this day. The universe has a very interesting way of bringing situations into our lives that will teach us the lessons that we need to learn to be able to get to that next level. The second way that becoming a nurse helped unleash my potential is that it allowed me to become a much stronger communicator. Working in healthcare provides you with the opportunity to interact with a variety of different people from varied backgrounds with varied belief sets, and learning how to communicate effectively with a lot of different types of people is something that will strengthen your communication skills and will be a key piece of unlocking the potential that is within you. Strengthening your communication skills is something that is going to yield immense benefit in each and every area of your life, not just in the field of nursing. And in my opinion, the best part about leveraging nursing as a way to strengthen your communication skills is that it gives you many opportunities to practice having difficult conversations. I've heard it said that the amount of success that you experience in life is going to be directly proportionate to the number of difficult conversations you're willing to have. And the beautiful thing about nursing is that there is going to be a lot of different opportunities to have tough conversations. There's an angry patient that's demanding to speak to a nurse right now. Volunteer yourself and use that as an opportunity to get more comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. The third way that becoming a nurse allowed me to unleash my potential was that it provided me with many opportunities to grow and develop my leadership skills. If you desire to become a leader, the first person you need to lead is yourself. And what do I mean by that? Discipline, the ability to follow through, the ability to set goals for yourself and to actually make efforts to meet them. These are things that are the base requirement of anybody who wants to be a leader. And incidentally, these are also skills that lend themselves very well to the field and profession of nursing. And even if you have no desire to pursue an official leadership position, the fact of the matter is that you are already a leader by virtue of becoming a nurse. Your patients look to you for leadership. Their families look to you for leadership. Your colleagues or even students on the unit may look to you for leadership. And the beautiful thing about the field of nursing is that naturally there are so many opportunities to develop this skill. As it is with communication skills, leadership skills are universally applicable and therefore can benefit you in each and every area of your life should you choose to develop them. And so that's what I did. Anytime that there was an opportunity to step into a leadership position, I took it. And these opportunities present themselves in a variety of ways, whether it's leading out in a new committee that's being formed in the area that you work in, or taking on a fourth-year nursing student, or becoming a charge nurse. There are so many different ways that these opportunities can manifest themselves, so keep an eye out for them and take advantage when they appear. The fourth way that becoming a nurse helped me unlock my potential is it allowed me to climb the socioeconomic ladder. Up until that point in my life, a lack of finances had been a significant limiting factor that decided most of what I could or could not do. But that all changed for me when I realized that I could leverage my job as a registered nurse as a wealth creation tool. This is something that I plan to cover more in depth in future videos, but I'll go through how I did this very quickly. First and foremost, I had to take $50,000 worth of student loans to actually obtain my nursing degree. And due to a series of foolish decisions, I also had $5,000 worth of credit card debt to my name at graduation. And so I realized that I needed to first eliminate this higher interest credit card debt before I could start working on my student loan debt. I made a budget for myself, I started tracking my expenses, and I cut as much as I could. After accounting for all the bill payments I had to make, I allocated as much extra money as I could towards debt elimination. And by applying this very simple formula, I was able to eliminate that $55,000 worth of debt in less than 3 years. If you'd like to hear more about how I leverage my income as a registered nurse as a tool for wealth creation, be sure to let me know down in the comments so I know what sort of topics I can consider covering in future videos. Now, before I share the last way that becoming a nurse helped unleash my potential, I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video so far. If this video has added value to you in any way, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit that like button. It actually does a lot more than you would think in terms of ensuring that other people can see this content and hopefully find it as useful as you did. And if you do enjoy this sort of content and you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you can know as soon as the newest videos drop. The fifth way that becoming a nurse allowed me to unleash my potential is it provided me with an avenue to channel my talents, skills, and abilities. Talent stacking is the action of piling multiple skill sets, abilities, or talents on top of each other in order to multiply their effectiveness. When I stack these talents that come naturally to me on top of my desire to improve patient outcomes, my passion for working with people, and the way that I like to think in a strategic and big picture way, I was able to carve out a unique niche for myself within the field of addiction and mental health that not many other people were tapping into. And this has produced some fascinating and significant results. Stacking your talents, abilities, skill sets, and passions on top of each other leads them to compound. And when things compound, that's when you get exponential growth, which ultimately leads to extraordinary results. And so these 5 ways that nursing has helped me unleash my potential and become a better person is why I love the field of nursing so much. There aren't many professions that offer the versatility, job satisfaction, and income potential that nursing offers. Learning to leverage and harness the potential of these traits can lead to very significant results, especially if you are diligent in applying them over a long period of time. And I believe by leveraging these characteristics, you too will be able to unleash your potential, become the best version of yourself, and lead a life that you are ultimately proud of. And so in conclusion, always remember that you matter. You, yes, you have value to add, and there are lives that you can touch in a way that no one else can. So keep your head up. Thanks for watching today's video. We'll see you in the next one.